The Superman character has long represented heroism, justice, and hope. And in 2025, a new era for the Man in Steel will unfold. The upcoming film, initially titled Superman Legacy, but later rebranded simply as Superman by director James Gunn, is generating massive excitement as fans eagerly await a fresh take on this legendary superhero. The anticipation for this next chapter in Superman's saga is at an all-time high. Let's examine what we know about Superman 2025 and what fans can expect from this highly anticipated movie. First off, let's talk about the star-studded cast. Superman brings fresh faces to these iconic roles. David Corens, known for his roles in Netflix's The Politician and Hollywood, will take on the role of Superman. At just 30 years old, Corens is ready to bring a new energy to the Man of Steel. And boy, are we ready for that.
One skill to develop as an actor is definitely being able to see something that you've seen hundreds of times fresh as though for the first time, because every scene gets shot.
Rachel Brosnahan, the star of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, joins the cast as Lois Lane. Brosnahan is excited about the role and shares her passion for Lois as a smart, ambitious, and funny character. She's ready to bring that intensity and humor to the role of Superman's love interest. Other key cast members include Nicholas Hoult as the villainous Lex Luthor. Get ready for some serious bad guy vibes. Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Superman's loyal sidekick. Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, yes, the one with the wings. Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific with some serious superhero skills. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, a new Green Lantern. Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho, a hero with shape-shifting abilities. Maria Gabriela de Faria as the Engineer, a key member of the Anti-Justice League. The star power is insane, and it's clear that this movie is pulling out all the stops. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What's the film really about? James Gunn has made it clear that this isn't your typical Superman movie. He's focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, where he's trying to figure out how to balance his Kryptonian roots with his Smallville upbringing. This means we're not getting a traditional origin story, thankfully. Instead, we'll see a Clark Kent who's already starting to embrace the role of the hero, but is still learning about the world and his place in it.
Everything is going to be totally different. One of the things I love about DC Comics is that they've always been able to tell different stories in different ways. They've told stories that were more family-oriented, stories that were more adult-oriented, dark stories, light stories. And I think for us, we just want to tell a bunch of different stories. A lot of those different stories are going to be in the DCU. So we have, something that's relatively serious like Superman, and then something that's relatively comedic like Peacemaker, all in the same universe, something very adult like Peacemaker, something very family,
Gunn's vision for the movie is all about emotional depth. He wants Superman to feel more relatable than ever before. As Gunn himself put it, he's somebody who is an outsider, who feels like an alien, but also the ultimate insider, because he's Superman.
Excited about, but it has to be somebody who is, has all the humanity that Superman has, but he's also an alien. It's got to be somebody who has the kindness and the compassion that Superman has, and it has to be somebody that you want to give you want to give a hug.
Expect a film that deals with Superman's identity crisis, while exploring the concept of kindness in a world that's slowly forgetting what it means to be kind. It's going to be deep and emotional. The official synopsis reveals that Superman will explore how Clark Kent reconciles his Kryptonian heritage with his life in Smallville, Kansas, as mentioned earlier. This internal conflict is a big part of the film, as Clark tries to balance his dual identity, his godlike powers, with his desire to be just a regular guy. He's the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. But the world around him doesn't always understand that ideal. In a time when kindness seems old-fashioned, Superman will have to decide if he's going to keep fighting for these ideals or give in to the pressures of the modern world. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is going to be the main villain of the movie. Gunn has also teased that we will see other new characters and threats to Superman's world. The movie will introduce the Authority, a team of anti-heroes and superheroes like Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, and the Engineer, Angela Spica, who will play pivotal roles in shaping the future of the DC universe. Expect action-packed sequences, emotional moments, and a mix of lightheartedness and seriousness. Superman will be dealing with the very real challenges of being both a god and a man. He's going to make mistakes, but he'll learn and grow, all while trying to save the world from various threats. James Gunn has made it clear he's not here to rehash the same old Superman story. This movie will treat the characters with dignity and compassion, but also pack a punch with some surprising twists. Fans can expect a fresh take on the Man of Steel, one that's emotionally grounded, but still packed with action. As Gunn puts it, I want to tell a story that treats the characters with dignity and compassion. And if that ends up being just moving because it's a fun blast of a film, or if it ends up being moving because you're sobbing, or it makes you feel that rage or whatever it makes you feel, I'm good with all those things as long as it works.
A Superman movie.
You know, listen, I think I don't come to Guardians 3 and say, I want to write a movie that's going to make everybody cry.
Right.
The film won't just be a superhero flick, it will be a cinematic journey that digs deep into the psyche of one of the world's most iconic characters. Superman is just the beginning of what's to come in James Gunn and Peter Safran's revamped DC universe. The movie will set the stage for future films in the franchise, especially with the introduction of characters like the Authority, a team of anti-heroes who might be more morally gray than Superman. Gunn's plan for the DC universe is to honor the past while presenting these characters in a fresh light. And from what we know so far, we're in for one wild ride.
People don't know.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to go to Cleveland last month and watch James film Superman.
Oh, cool.
And
I've seen the
Superman.
paparazzi shots that I'm sure everybody else has seen.
Yeah.
And it looks great to me.
Yeah.
James is the best.
You know, is it good for Marvel Studios if DC is equally competitive for you guys at the top?
Yes, I've always said yes. Because number one, I want to see great movies. And number two, I want there to be great movies in theaters for audiences to go. And in between our movies, be reminded that going to the movies is a incredible and singular emotional activity. And then when it comes to the distinguished competition, as they say, a lot of people don't know the difference.
We can expect Superman to clash with the anti-Justice League, fight new villains, and explore the concept of heroism in a world that might be too delusional to appreciate it. But despite all the chaos around him, Superman will remain the heart of the DC universe, a symbol of hope, truth, and justice.
DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of, our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming.
Superman has been portrayed in film and television many times over the years, with iconic actors like Christopher Reeve, Henry Cavill, and others playing the role. But the 2025 Superman film is going to be different in several ways. Also, the film will be part of the larger DC Universe reboot, Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, which James Gunn and Peter Safran are overseeing. This means that Superman won't exist in a vacuum. He'll be part of a larger, interconnected world that includes heroes like Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Justice League. Fans are eager to see how Superman's story will fit into this new universe, and how it will interact with other DC characters moving forward. Since the announcement of the 2025 Superman film, fans have been buzzing with excitement. Many are hopeful that David Corens will be the next great Superman, and early reactions to the casting have been overwhelmingly positive. Fans are also thrilled about Lois Lane's return and the possibility of seeing the classic Superman-Lois dynamic on screen again. However, some fans remain cautiously optimistic. After all, the portrayal of Superman has seen highs and lows in recent years. The success of Superman will depend on how well it balances the emotional depth of the character with the action-packed superhero moments that fans expect. A lot is riding on this film to set the tone for the new era of DC films, and fans are eager to see if it can live up to the hype.
Is there a trailer yet?
The movie is going extraordinarily well. David Corens is going to blow people away. He is the movie star that everyone just dreams he could possibly be, and I don't think anyone really understands the depth of this guy's talent.
So, what can we expect from Superman in 2025? A whole lot of emotional depth, action-packed superhero moments, and a fresh take on the classic Superman story. With a stellar cast, a gripping plot, and James Gunn's creative genius at the helm. This movie is sure to change the way we view Superman and the entire DC universe. Mark your calendars for July 11th, 2025. This is one superhero movie you won't want to miss. Stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the release date, and keep your eyes peeled for new sneak peeks of David Corens in action as the Man of Steel.